Requires 72.
Double top is getting plenty of attention.
Game shot in the fourth leg.
And that is the
Martin
third
Dracht.
hit on double top out of 4 legs.
He's been
Martin, you
threatening
require 60.
the break of throw. Is it coming in now? That's all you need, a gurney flatty.
Game shot in the fifth leg.
Not when you're
Martin
6'5", I
Dracht.
suppose. You can just dink one over the top, but that's a 17-dart break of throw. Double 10 he wants now.
Looks pretty chipper to me. Oh, it's an awful lie. He thought it was in for a second. I think going high and to his right-hand side is better here. Over the top of the dart. Now it's even worse.
In the comms box in a minute.
Needs a crane for this.
No score.
That's now 8 darts for the match missed in
Christine, you
2
require
different
60.
legs, and he could have it stolen away, but another missed single. Does it cost Kist?
Game.
It doesn't.
Shot. And the match.
And that will feel
Christian Kist.
particularly salty for Martin Dracht, who should have got 2 points, but Christian Kist walks away with those points at the expense of his countrymen. You can see the averages there. Dracht with a better average by 6 points, but in the end, it was Kist who found more doubles than his opponent. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, we'll get our first look at Kevin Painter for the day as he takes on Philip van Gassa, the guy who gave him his only 2 points on Monday. Well, that's 21.
That's okay.
That's double
Game shot in the
16,
fifth
and
leg. Philip van
remarkably,
Gassa.
that is his biggest finish of the week so far. It was
42.
15 and put him out. Might even be more. Or better than 15.
Game.
It
shot.
is. It's
and the match,
14.
Kevin Painter.
That's a brilliant performance from Kevin Painter because that's his best average of the week so far and his most composed performance overall. Look at those doubles as well. 4 from 9. That's better than anything he did yesterday, and that will put him on the right footing to go into round 2 where he'll play Christian Kist in a couple of games' time. Before we get there, though, we'll have our first look of the day at Peter Hudson and our table topper, Kevin Blomme. But his feel is good.
59.
That was a match dart. And that would have been a massive average for this week. It would have been the best of the week by some distance.
Yeah, it would have been close to 99.
82. Kevin, you require 32.
Still a brilliant leg. Which
Game,
he's just finished
shot,
in
and
13
the match,
darts.
Kevin Blomme.
And it's still the best performance of the week by a good 2 or 3 points. 96.52, and excellent doubling as well. And if you think about the pressure being on him for Tuesday, he's answered it emphatically here in Game 3 by taking himself back to the top of the table on points on his own, on 12 points. So that's the end of round 1 then. When we have our little short break now, we will catch our breath and come back with Painter versus Kist. He's 1 dart away from
Christian,
doing
you require
Kevin Painter
40.
8-0 in the first 2 days.
Game. Shot.
And
the
that
match,
is a really
Christian
good
Kist.
bolstering performance for Christian Kist. It was 83.5 in the average, but the most important thing for him now is that he's back alongside Kevin Blomme at the top of the table on 12 points, and he has shortened that gap in the leg difference to only 4 legs now. So, that's the first game of round 2 over with, and we'll now have Martin Dracht up against Kevin Blomme next to try and
64.
stop this from being a 2-horse race before lunchtime on Tuesday.
Game shot in the third
Well,
leg.
he
Kevin
backs the
Blomme.
11 up with a 14-dart break of throw, and well, I'm going to talk about the average. Well, because I can do what I want.
Fourth leg is Kevin to throw first.
117.65.
Game on,
Pretty.
85.
But needs to dodge a bullet.
That bullet is going to be at the bullseye.
Game
And
shot
gets
in the
it.
fifth leg. Martin Dracht.
That is a cliffhanger bullseye, isn't it? Good display. And we said,
Kevin, you
what's
require
his ceiling?
57.
You said between 105 and 107, maybe.
He's going for the ceiling dart at tops.
Game
And you're about to
shot.
see
And the match.
his
Kevin
best
Blomme.
performance of the week. Without further ado, it's a 4-2 win for Kevin Blomme. And had he hit that double top a little bit sooner, it might have been 105, but he doesn't care. The doubling was fantastic once again. A real characteristic of his game. 103.95, and he's back at the top on points, and he's only got one chaser in his hemisphere, and that is Christian Kist. We'll have Peter Hudson up against Philip van Gasse in the next game. That's the end of round 2. This game to get himself some points.
98.
Well, that'll keep him interested.
Here comes Peter with a shake of the head.
135.
And he did that before he
Philip,
completed
you
the
require
job.
60.
I just wonder if he's going to pay the price for that treble 5.
Game shot in the
He
fifth
isn't, because
leg.
that's a really
Philip
nice
van
clean
Gasse.
take from Van Gasse. And 3-2 up. Things are looking quite bright.
You
Monk,
require
who's got a
108.
great reputation. He walked away from a Group B campaign and he didn't win a leg.
Game
A
shot in the
beautiful
sixth
take
leg.
from Peter Hudson at 15
Hudson.
darts, and we're going all the way. So Philip's about to be tested to the limit.
We move into cycle 3 of matches. It's Blomme
140.
against Painter.
Peter, you
That is an
require
amazing
130.
140 considering what's happened this week. But if he takes this 130, Van Gasse is going to feel so disappointed. That's an
Game,
incredible
shot,
12
and a
darter from
match.
Peter Hudson.
Peter Hudson.
And if you needed evidence as to how good a player he is, you just had it. Van Gasse did nothing wrong, leaving tops after 12, and he didn't even get a look at it. Peter Hudson with a great victory with an 85 average, but 80% on the doubles is why he has just got himself to 6 points alongside Martijn Dracht. A really good last leg there. We have got the Kevin Derby coming up to start round 3, so don't go far as Blomme takes on Painter next.
And 101.57. You'd be like, what?
See what? What?
117.
Oh, it was almost a 153. We almost went full Stone Cold Steve Austin there.
$60. Kevin,
He's
you
been
require
mustard
36.
in this portion of the board, hasn't he? When he's had 3 darts in hand. He's going to split it. Making good decisions
Game shot in
and
the fifth
excellent
leg.
execution.
Kevin Blomme.
And if you consider that he didn't even think about double 9, he knew where Kevin Painter was sat for it. You might ask why.
93.
I was just about to.
Kevin, you
57
require
leaves
50.
76 for double-double. 60 leaves no double-double. This is just one double. And it's
Game,
in again.
shot, and the match.
Blomme,
Kevin
just too
Blomme.
good for his namesake. And he's now won 8 straight games here in Group A. And he goes back to the top again over Christian Kist. This time it's now 14 points. And his leg difference will swell to plus 23. With another average over 90, he continues to impress. When we come back, it will be Christian Kist up against Philip van Gasse, who almost got his first win in his previous game.
Require
That feels a bit more
127.
natural.
You don't feel half asleep and a little
Oh.
Game
stiff.
shot in the first
Well,
leg.
there's
Christian
nothing
Kist.
stiff with that. That's a 12 dart hold and a 127 checkout.
Has been perfect on the finishing. Mind you, he's only had 1 dart at a double. But this is going to be his second. And it
Game
goes in
shot
as
in the
well.
fourth
I
leg.
love that.
Philip van Gasse.
I love that dart. Some
Christian, you require 107.
his average prior to this visit
Game
was
shot,
nearly
and the match.
107.
Christian Kist.
And he takes it out for a very, very good 4-2 win against a very good Philip van Gasse. 106.65. Well, we've just seen the highest average of the week in our previous match, and that's just been trumped by Kist, who closes the gap to just 2 points on Blomme, who we will meet in 2 games' time. But up first, it's Hudson against Dracht.
That's a good one. That's a brilliant one.
180.
perfect one.
Yeah, that's a full book.
Peter, you require 113.
But Hudson, who's already had 2 match darts, will not get a third. Any for your thoughts, Peter?
73. Martin, you require 75.
He's only got himself to blame for missing that 13. You can never take those single numbers for granted. Double 12. And Hudson can't believe it. And we are
Game
going
shot in
into
the fifth
another leg.
Martin Dracht.
Got a game on our hands now.
It back on the highlights package, which will be available on YouTube later in the day.
180.
Do not take your single numbers for granted, and never take for granted also that you're going to get over the line. Hudson right now knows that he's got somebody tapping him on the shoulder.
Yeah, world of trouble here.
$60.
Drax's got the darts here. And I suppose at this juncture we would always say that the insurance policy of having the darts in the last leg, it's a good thing.
180.
But there are good things in darts, and then there are great things. Hudson was on a 9 yesterday. He didn't get dart number 7. We hold our breath to see if Dracht can.
22. Martin, you require 141.
He does get dart 7. He does get dart 8. But he doesn't get the 9th. Phenomenal effort. And that was really close as well.
25.
On the hockey here. 33 for 32.
Yeah, I like that play. I think the bull here,
Too risky.
leaving 15 is not the play. So the 33 has got so many benefits. With your opponent not on a finish, make the right call. Even that is a good result.
85.
You were always going to leave your chosen double, weren't you?
You want to leave the primary double. Not anything secondary or
Well, the
tertiary.
15. You say he's aiming at the
80
ball. If he
require
hits
40.
it, that's what you've aimed at. And then you miss the 7.
Well, it's all gone Peter's way because Dracht has left himself on 159. And Hudson
Game,
does win
shot,
the match.
And the match. Peter
It was the
Hudson.
most dramatic match of possibly the week so far because Hudson went into a 3-0 lead, could have won it 4-0, and he was dragged into a slugfest that went into leg 7, courtesy of Martin Dracht missing double 12 on the wire for that magical 9-darter. But ultimately it is Hudson who goes forward with the 2 points, and now that's the end of round 3. We'll take a short break and we will be back with Christian Kist and Kevin Blomme for a top-of-the-table clash.
He just loses the timing of it. And that's
Game shot in
timed
the first
to
leg. Christian
perfection.
Kist.
17-dart hold with the 80 out.
Christian, you
An
require
argument for the ball
140.
with that last dart to leave 132 from the 25. That's a double 9 shot, is it? No.
Game shot in the second
Well,
leg.
I
Christian
looked at the wrong
Kist.
score. Good job he
Same.
didn't, and it's 2-0.
Requires
Can't be
71.
ignored that Blomme has averaged his worst game of the entire day at 89. And it's a match dart at tops. And it's
Game,
the only one he
shot, and the
requires.
match. Christian
He
Kist.
averages 98 and change, and Christian Kist gets one back on Blomme and stops his charge. And it is 8 straight games for Blomme. It will not be 9, but Kist, he is now at the top of the table on leg difference, and that 2-horse race over the next day and a half is going to be really intriguing. When we come back, it's going to be Peter Hudson taking on Kevin Painter as the 2 English players in this group go head-to-head.
Kevin, you require 118.
3 darts kissing the top wire on the wrong side. This time, surely 48 and bull.
Got to be 48 ball.
It was the right option. Just caught himself in no man's land with the shot.
50. Peter, you require 10.
Double 5.
Game,
And the job is done
shot,
for Peter
and the
Hudson.
match. Peter Hudson.
He wins against Kevin Painter for the 2nd consecutive day, this time by a slightly bigger margin than yesterday. Slightly less dramatic as well. The averages weren't brilliant, but ultimately it was Peter that won the key battles. When we come back, it will be another person trying to get that 3rd position by the end of the day is Martijn Dracht as he takes on Philip van Gasse. 15 darter. And it may trump what he did in the previous leg because it's a match dart. And it's a match win for Philip van Gasse. Well done. 2 15 darters to get his first 2 points. I wondered what his reaction would be in getting his first win. Well, it looks like he just walked into the library. Absolutely no reaction. Averages over 90. And that was a really good performance as well. Incredibly tidy from start to finish. And that finishes up round number 4. When we come back, it will be Christian Kist looking to finish on 18 points in the table at the end of Tuesday. And he will if he beats Peter Hudson. 86. Oh, look, Peter Hudson's got 86.
Oh, this is where he made a mess of it yesterday at the single 18 and then went wide and didn't get a dart at the ball. He's learnt this time.
See what happens when you get a single 18. Give yourself a shot at the ball instead of being greedy. Almost here. The hands of Kevin Blomme rubbing together.
123. PT required 24.
There's only one thing left to do. And that's it, double 6.
Game.
Sure. Well, there you go. And Christian Kist does not have the perfect day. He wins 8 points from 10. And he will definitely be in the race for the top spot in Group A come tomorrow. But that's a little bit of a halt to his proceedings as Peter Hudson solidifies his spot in 3rd place and will have plenty of room to breathe when it comes to Wednesday. We'll come straight back with Blomme looking to top the table after day 2 up against his fellow Belgian.
16.
He has been the better player from pretty much the first visit. Doesn't want to give Philip a shot and doesn't.
Shot. And the match, Kevin Blomme.
He finishes the day on 18 points, and for a while it was looking like Blomme might have to settle for 2nd position at the end of Tuesday. However, he takes full advantage of Christian Kist losing to Peter Hudson, and he does the double over his fellow Belgian to be at the top of the table on 18 points with a leg difference of plus 22 going into the final day of the group on Wednesday. We've got one more match for you here on Tuesday, and that's Martijn Dracht against Kevin Painter.
But case in point, Nico. Stick to what you know. And that can happen.
First leg, Kevin Painter.
Well, there you go. Kevin Painter with the I don't know emoji.
No options
Kevin, you require
for Dracht
19.
there.
Well, he should have gone 19 in the previous visit to leave himself on something else. That's beautiful from Kevin. In fact, his doubling in this game has been superb.
Yeah, the 155 and now a 90.
195.
He's done the combination of 57 and 38. Maybe tempted to go for the ball. I think the 19s will be the right shot if you do it, the 57. Well, now he's forcing himself into going 20 ball with his opponent back on 160. And he gets the ball.
And the match, Kevin Painter.
Kevin Painter, who started the match with a beautiful 155, has won the match with a beautiful 90 finish on the ball. An average just shy of 82 for 140s. But look at that finishing. 4 out of 6 finishes of 90, 95 and 155 getting the job done. 66.67%. He moves on to 6 points, but today, well, belongs to Blomme. Let's have a word with the boys up on the balcony.
Thank you very much, Chris. Artistry from the artist to finish.
What a great way to finish day 2. That was Kevin just trying to flex his muscles a little bit, and I don't mind that whatsoever. When you've got an opponent that has struggled today to get points, and you've got yourself in a position like that, try and do something with a nice big full stop. And that's going to give Kev some buoyancy going into day 3. He's not going to get through this group, but the fact of the matter is he may have found something that he can use for the rest of the week.
As for Martijn Dracht, just not happen for him today, did it?
I think the schedule today didn't do him any favours. I think yesterday, finishing up against Christian Kist and Blomme, I think it was really tough for him to go up against those 2 players. But to have them first today, it set him off on the wrong path, and ultimately he couldn't recover. And everybody took advantage of that.
Well, let's see where the land lies then in the table following our second day's action here in Group A. Kevin Blomme is going to go into the final day of action with a 2-point lead from Christian Kiss overnight. In terms of Kevin Blomme, he didn't just pick up where he left off yesterday. He got better at times.
Yeah, he did, and he took full advantage as well of Christian Kiss getting that defeat towards the end of the schedule. I think in group play, you do need some results to go your way if you're not going to be perfect. Now, Kevin has suffered one defeat. Now that Christian has got two, that may be the difference between Kevin going through and Christian not, but all will be told on Wednesday.
As for Christian Kiss, midway through the session, he went on a real spurt. 106 average, followed by that 96 average to get the better of Kevin Blomme. And it looked like he was doing all the hard work. And perhaps at the end, you could feel like opportunity missed with that final defeat.
Maybe a little bit, but I think you've got to give Peter Hudson a bit of credit because he stuck to his task really well. And at times, he's played some super stuff. Unfortunately, the mean level of Peter's play has not quite been good enough to get himself into a primary position. But we can't count him out of tomorrow yet, not mathematically. But that level is there. It's just got to be found more often. But Kist, he's just been really consistent.
Could he be going under the radar, Peter Hudson, especially as the week goes on?
Maybe. But I do still think that the consistency's got to be better. Remember the way he started today. He did not play well in his first game. And you can't afford to do that. You've got to be able to do it for 4 or 5 games throughout the day. You can't just have 1 or 2 good games. This is not knockout darts. This is group play where you've got to be the best of quite a few other players. And unfortunately, so far, Peter hasn't.
Well, we're going to see how this group concludes tomorrow morning. 9:30, we resume the action here at the Modus Super Series to see who is going to claim that first place through to Saturday night's finale. You can be here as well on Saturday evening. Dartshot.tv, the place to go to get your tickets. Every single Saturday available as well. Champions Week, just a rubber stamp, and the date is on August the 5th. Right, we shall go and enjoy the rest of our afternoon, shall we?
Nice weather here in Portsmouth, but we've had a great day at the darts, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Absolutely, because as Roy King would say, that's our job.
Yep.
Right, we shall see you first thing tomorrow morning for the continuation and conclusion of Group A here at the Modus Super Series, where Kevin, well, he's home alone at the top.